Greetings and salutations. Welcome to week number 5 of the Smite Pro League. My name's Tom Battinger. That's going to be Ryan Aggro Bailey, former Smite Console League superstar. And today we've got a mix and match, North America and Europe. Rival taking on Energy, and then later on we'll see NA eUnited taking on CLG.
I mean, even the EU match to start us off is a really, really important one. Energy and Rival, the top two teams in Europe right now, the rivalry between these two squads, it's going to be a great one.
Yeah, starting this one off, we're in the middle of the summer split. We've already gone through the spring, and the fall will come a little bit later. Let's zoom out and take a look at everything that's going on this year at the Smite Pro League. LAN coming up very, very soon, man. July, just a couple of days around the corner. Then we'll find a summer victor. Maybe Rival will reprise what they did in the springtime. Then we've got some All-Stars, which should be a lot of fun directly into the fall.
Man, it's going to be a great year still. I can't believe it's already almost over for summer split, but obviously all these teams working towards that fall split and, of course, the SWC placement round and ultimately that World Championship.
The players got to play. They got to qualify. They got to contend. All you got to do is go ahead and toss your wallet at the screen. hi-rezexpo.com. Get your own tickets November 16th through the 18th. You got Smite, 2 different sides, Paladins, 2 different sides, and, of course, all the other fun stuff that's going to be down at DreamHack in the middle of Atlanta. Really, really, really excited to be downtown.
I'm also really, really excited to be downtown. It's going to be fun, and you should be there.
Tom Badger joined here by John Finch. So getting into the summer, I roasted both of you guys there.
At the same time. Finch isn't even here to defend himself, man. Come on.
Having too much fun. That's what summer's about, baby. Monday through Friday, we line up and we do the Smite Pro League. Of course, Tuesdays through Friday, we've got the Global Series as well. Monday is Ryan's favorite day for the Console League, but 10 a.m. If I got to wake up early, you guys got to as well. eSports Weekly, ton of fun. Honestly, Ryan, real talk, I've been trying to put together a show like this for years and years. You've been doing a great job hosting it and holding it down. Tell us a little bit about the show on Monday.
Well, first of all, thanks, Tom. Secondly, it's everything that you need to know about esports at a given week. I mean, we talk a little bit about what happened during the last week, what's going to happen during the upcoming week. You get predictions from myself, from Hindu Man, from Taco. If you want your predictions to be correct statistically, it's best to go with what I'm saying because I have the highest percentage points so far of predicting. I'm sorry, Tom, what's your percentage? 0, because you don't get a chance. This is an awesome opportunity to watch and see us talk about a bunch of different stuff. Tom does get involved, but it's only because we felt bad about it. It's a lot of fun. You should watch.
Actually, what happened behind the scenes, they didn't tell Aggro that. They looked at the spring split predictions, and I was 100%. So they said that it would be unfair for me to be in that position. So they put me over on the casual set. We talk about top plays, top fails, and they keep me away from the competition because I would just squander the entire prediction league.
You are so right, F. Dot. That is exactly what happened.
See? That's exactly what happened. And this is exactly what happened. Energy and Rival. You were talking about how big of a deal this game was. The plus and minus is interesting, but 5 and 2 for both of these squads. Both going to be looking towards the top. And then eUnited versus CLG. I mean, this is CLG 2 and 5. If they want anything, they've got to win here today.
A must-win for CLG for sure, and they're going to have their work cut out for them because eUnited looks to be firing on all cylinders. They are in a great spot right now, not only in the standings, but just in the way that they're playing. When you watch eUnited play right now, you could tell that they are communicating a little bit better. Their picks and bans are where they want it to be. They're understanding the meta pretty well, and that's often the challenge for a lot of these high-end teams. You're not worried about Venenu missing stuff very often. It's more about the overall team and how they understand the meta, what you're prioritizing in picks and bans, the way you're playing the map. eUnited is doing that better than anyone in North America right now.
On the flip side, over in Europe, I mean, Rival and Energy at the top, they're certainly doing it better than most players have been able to do it. They're the match that's going to start us off this Monday. Later on, we're going to get a chance to see Team Rival play against SK Gaming. One of these matches will be difficult for Rival. I think it's today's.
Most likely. They could both be difficult. SK's given some trouble to Team Rival. So
that's true. SK.
Don't forget.
They have improved.
Yeah, they've improved. So I wouldn't write them off entirely. Rival's likely going to win, but I wouldn't write them off. Come on now.
Half Devil has been a big application to SK Gaming, but this squad, this team, baby. Everybody looks at Rival as the full team, the squad unit, and every once in a while they sort of coalesce and they play together as that Rival Voltron. But then reality sets in, and they are just a mortal team, so they need different people to sort of take the spotlight. What's wonderful about this squad is literally everybody can do so. Let's pick a guy. Vote. He's great.
Yeah, he's really good at Smite and has been for a long time now. I mean, he came into the Pro League, probably not a lot of people saying that he was very good at Smite all the time.
I remember Justice. Vote.
Yes, I think we all do. And that's something that we all wish we could forget, but unfortunately, that isn't always possible. Don't have a lot of forget-me-nots sitting around the office. This is an opportunity, though, for Vote to continue to prove that he is a top hunter in Europe against emilitoo on the other side, who has historically thought of been the best hunter in Europe for a long, long time. Emil has struggled a tiny, tiny bit so far in Season 5, but it's turned up recently, and now it's time for them to go head-to-head and see who comes out on top.
We saw the North American team Splice do really well once they sort of grouped together. They all hung out at Kabam's house, and they were able to sort of get that next level that you get by playing with your teammates. Well, a couple of these guys are hanging out in Valencia, Spain right now. Yammyn and Emil absolutely together, and you know, that feeling of being with your squad, being able to look over. Also celebrate by long nights at the club, as we can see on Twitter.
Yeah.
All of these, I think, are a positive, real talk, just being with your buds. When we see these high-end teams play better on LAN, yes, there's the ping and there's the technology, but realistically, there's also the ability to just go, I'm rotating to your lane, and that's a lot easier than trying to deal with some of the other stuff that goes on playing online.
Oh, it definitely is. I mean, just having that connection, it's so much less for me about in-game, being able to tell them straight to their face instead of waiting for comms, but it's more about just this time you spend together outside of the game, where you get an understanding of how that person thinks about everything in their day-to-day life and what they think is good. I mean, when you're talking online, sure, you'll have those long conversations about, hey, I think we could try this could be good, and that all works out and is really, really helpful. But when you spend every single day with someone, you're going to get their thoughts on everything, from Smite to how ranch is a bad condiment. Like, you'll hear all that kind of stuff. So you get an opportunity to learn more about your teammates, and that really builds that synergy very quickly.
Yeah, it's the push and pull. We'll see if they're able to pull the victory in their direction. Energy taking on Team Rival is a really hot one here, folks. Rival going to opt for that first selection overall. Healers have been very prominent, of course, this week. We do say hello to Chang'e Bog. Is he Chang'e good or Chang'e bad is the question.
Chang'e busted, dude. That guy is insane. He is
Bug.
super good, and that's why I was expecting for that to be a Chang'e Bog ban.
Hebo has been wildly successful in the jungle.
Yes.
About damn time, and adapting no slouch to the new jungle picks, has been tearing it up. I like to see the Hebo ban, the Thoth ban as well, because Rival are setting themselves up to select the Chang'e Bog, if not banned here by Energy.
I would be very surprised. It gets through, and I expect this should be a Chang'e Bog ban. But Rival is a team or pick that they do have their own style. They do like their own stuff. Okay, thank you. I was just building in excuses just in case. This is, in my mind, objectively correct. This guy is insane.
So this got a little bit newer to the battlefield. Mid, early, late game?
Mostly early to mid. Not having a team fight ultimate in the late game, I think, does hurt him in 5-on-5 sieges. But his ultimate's insane. The character affects the map so well in a laning phase situation because just the ability, a lot like Neath ult, to say, hey, I'm ganking solo. Can you just slow everyone on the map so that I can get there and no one else can catch me? Like, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yep.
Giannis and Cerberus across the way. I love the Giannis answer to Chang'e Bog, or vice versa. If Giannis tosses an ultimate in one direction, Chang'e Bog can go to the sky and literally, see who's coming through that portal and teleport if they need help. It's almost better than the Athena, where you have to have, as the Athena, you don't have vision, so you have to take that blind jump. With the Chang'e Bog, you're able to see.
Yes.
So.
That is true. And the Athena and Chang'e Bog ultimates, remember, Chang'e Bog gets damage mitigation when he lands. He can then receive the Defender of Olympus and stack that damage mitigation in the mid to late game. So how are you planning to kill him?
You buy a Frenzy?
It won't matter enough, I'm telling you, man. At max rank, that ultimate gives you 40% damage mitigation. 40%!
Second round of bans coming out here. Team Rival with the Hun Bassinator. Going to be banned out. A couple more mid laners banned out by Energy. No Ra and no Poseidon. Rival has been known to play both of those, and two junglers really focused by Team Rival. Energy now, Giannis, Cerberus, and Jing Wei need a jungler and likely a support. Those Cerberus can be played there, and emilZy has been known to bring her out.
Ooh.
And the Naja, Ryan, you know me. I love this pick. It's one of my favorite jungle choices, but adapting on the Naja.
Interesting, right? It's not a pick that he's pulled out a whole lot. I think it can work here. I think that they're looking for a little bit more early pressure and kind of they're letting off the gas a bit in the mid game in this energy composition. Their early game is good. Their late game is really, really good. The mid game can be a little bit weak, and that's where this Mercury and Discordia combo, I think, could end up giving them some trouble. I love iceice going back to this Mercury. He's seen so much success with it as of late. For my money, I think Mercury might be the best assassin right now. He's insane.
I think Naja handles Mercury really well. The ring toss is going to slow him down. You can catch up to him as long as he doesn't use that ultimate as the escape. Taking him out of the team fight is excellent. It's very, very tough to really lock down Mercury, and he's able to really do so with that. The Chang'e for maniaKK, one of his classic selections. You were talking about it. Energy have got early, they've got late. Chang'e will be able to handle some of the mid game. Rival have a tough composition themselves. Is Chernobog the Cherno boy?
Man, I love the rest of Energy's comp, but I think Chernobog is going to see some success in his debut. Yeah, I've got Rival.
Game number 1, Rival and Energy. Let's take a look.
What a nice way to start the week, Tony. We get to see Rival versus Energy, first of all, two of the best teams in Europe. And of course, opening game for Chernobog. This is the first game he's been available in the Pro League, and he will see play.
This is going to be a spicy matchup, Hindu, man. I'm excited to get into this because of the way the earlier set panned out, where Energy, they finally broke their curse from the spring split, where they couldn't find those victories over Rival, and this gives them the momentum heading into the first game.
Well, who do you guys at home think will win game 1? Will it be Rival with the Chernobog, or will it be the Chang'e and Energy? These compositions, Sully, I'm looking through both of them, and I kind of like what I see from both sides here. There's a lot of engagement potential from both teams and sustain on both sides too.
And surprising about where these sustained picks went in the later stages. Chang'e, Guan Yu last. Those are normally either banned right off the bat or first pick. Just goes to show you that the meta has not been set in stone, whether it's North America, Europe, SPL, SML, teams are still figuring it out and just picking what works with them.
I've mentioned the adapted Naja. The analysts on the desk were talking about it, that we don't see it too often. I think it's a great pick for someone like adapting, though. He's got such a high skill ceiling and ability. Why not give him someone like Naja that you can play around those immunity frames a little bit more?
His go-to gods against, what was it, Luminosity Gaming in Season 2 Worlds were Naja, Fenrir, and Mercury. Those were his top 3 gods that gave him the most success to find the victory in that best-of-5 set. So it's no surprise to me that with new gods such as Daji in particular kind of gets ignored and goes back to his traditional roots.
Take into account as well, adapting with that ring toss on Naja does slow movement speed, and that impacts Mercury a hell of a lot. He wants to be a very mobile character overall there, so that will come into play. 25% slow on that. And of course, you get movement speed for each target that gets hit.
It's true, and you're also going to be able to debuff the enemy, get rid of some of their physical protections, but Mercury can handle that slow originally. You pop the steroid, and then all of a sudden you get that slow immunity, and then you catch up to them. Look at those results.
Even with Chernobog on the side of Rival, they're not so confident at home about how this is going to work out. Early game, what's going to happen here is you can see Rival are going to get lane dominance. Energy not going to contest this. Jingwei, Cerberus may have a bit of a trickier time there because Cerberus wants to sit in that minion wave a little bit more. Will probably end up taking more poke than bargain for from Vote. Look at the start, though. Look at how the relic situation is in terms of supports, too. 2 shells this game, Tolly. We saw a lot of sprints previously, a lot of heavenly wings, but with the adjustments to that item, we've seen it start to drop out of favor.
And it's both upgraded. The idea there is if one team gets sprint and the other gets shell, combat, just basic attack versus base attack, shell should be advantage. Just being able to hold your own ground, being able to absorb 2 of those basic attacks, and then cycle it through. Then your Guardian will absorb those 2 stacks afterwards. So not going to have the mobility, but going to have the flexibility to not only invade, but also defend your own buffs.
And those upgraded shells as well, I mentioned it again, because of the fact it blocks 2 shots. It hurts someone like Mercury, who uses Major Luck as a primary damage ability. It's classed as a basic attack.
That's true. Get
Won't
those crits.
actually connect.
Can get those crits off. That's why some Mercuries will opt for an early rage every now and then, while others will be a little bit more safe, go for the hastened Katana, trying to get that mobility online and that chase potential. We'll see how iceicebaby pans it out as the game progresses, and I like the fact that he's switching to the Mercury, a god that he doesn't necessarily play every single game. he has a very diverse god pool. So diverse that the last time that these teams faced, he played the Vamana.
Yeah, most of the time, though, what iceicebaby will do if he's playing the Mercury, he's going to play jungle focus. He's going to look at clearing his camps, get to level 5 as quick as possible, and then look for the gank potential. Or even the invades. We've seen him do it quite a few times on just heavy jungling champions. He'll just sit in the jungle consistently and steal away camps where possible.
Mercury has that flexibility to be aggressive or just kind of wait. Good route onto emilZy. It will set up. Normally, when you're getting aggressed on, it's the team that's getting hit that pops the shell, but not this time. Callus
just spammed his keyboard. That's what seems to have happened there. Didn't work out for him at all. So that shell on cooldown. It's a nice little window for energy here then to maybe look at a gank potential. Adapting is on the way over as the taunt came out from Callus. Additional poker to emilZy. But Adapting's just going to start the purple for now. It seems Rival may have an idea that he may be around.
Vote should have waited for the taunt from Callus to set up his own route. It would have been a better idea.
Oh, Yammyn! He's going to get rid of Paul! Just about in time. Tell you what, if Wlfy would have thrown out that damage with Discordia a little bit differently there, maybe in the lane, he might have caught Yammyn for the kill. Yammyn will escape, but it cost him his beats.
That was impressive stuff, and just like that, Yammyn very low, has to be right behind adapting, just using him as a body shield at that point, not wanting to get too close to this Mercury. One major look can easily eliminate the health pool.
Ring toss off the mark, but he's going to get the beads out of adapting now as iceicebaby goes in. The punches are good. One major look.
Oh, the portal disrupted it.
Saves the day again. Adapting lives to fight, and iceicebaby gets the credit of this back harpy camp as Deathwalker made the rotation.
Wow, that was impressive stuff. Yammyn, who was on the back foot, still with a defensive mindset to help out adapting. That helped Yammyn escape originally, and despite all the aggression from Rival, Energy are doing a good job about holding their own, just kind of waiting it out, trying to position themselves for the mid game, because once maniaKK makes these rotations on the Chang'e, that's where Energy will have the advantage.
Definitely interesting differences between the two junglers too. Obviously adapting, heading more towards that Jotuns a little bit earlier, or the Crusher that we've seen a couple of times too. Most of the time though, cooldown reduction, whereas iceicebaby didn't get anything to go along with his Hunter's Blessing really at the start. Just focus on those boots. Mobility is good, right?
That's true. Mobility is very good for the fastest god alive, having 381 base movement speed compared to everybody else, and it's important to have that mobility against the gods such as Giannis that has the threshold.
This is beautiful from Rival. They're just causing them issues already. In the jungle, find Yammyn again. He had no beats this time round. He has to portal back to mid, and then the collapse is just there.
I don't think he had enough mana to even use that ultimate to get out. He teleported in the mid lane, and who was waiting for him? It was a nice, juicy strife out of Wlfy that has a lot of success with the Discordia. He heavily prefers the Raw for the sustain, the long-distance snipes, but Discordia is a great goddess in terms of getting that CC double strive combo or just amplifying your most aggressive teammate by giving them extra bonus power.
Well, though, on the Chernobog this game has gone for the Devourer's Gauntlets. It's always nice to see what people do with the gods when they come out. Sometimes they give an easy tell of like, yeah, this should be Devos or Trans, but sometimes you get the opportunity to go either way. I think Chernobog could be one of those that could go either way.
It's very true. He does a lot of damage in general, and he just has a lot of attack speed because of that steroid off of his second ability that is considered a basic attack once it goes through, and a max rank 70% attack speed bonus. That's no slouch, so you're basically a late game in-hand hunter, so you want to be able to make sure you get that lifesteal off. You're not really an ability-based god such as the Neves, the Chirons. Trying to get off that physical power is not where Chernobog really relies on.
Well, one thing he's going to struggle with a little bit is the fact his passive actually does proc AoE as you get more crystals stacking up with the Heart of the Cold. That makes it very difficult to lane freeze, is what Vote was doing there for a second. So he's not a god that's going to be good at lane freezing. He's very good at pushing out the wave, start making those rotations early. Think of it almost like an AMC in a weird sort of way, where you can't use abilities if you want to freeze the wave.
That's very true, and the Heart of the Cold passive is also really obnoxious to box against. Not only can he use it to clear the wave, but he'll be able to just win a lot of 1v1 skirmishes. It's almost similar to the idea of the Morrigan when you use that third basic attack, just amplifies your next one.
So 2 kills so far. side of Rival. No Goal Fury attempts as it stands now. The main focus has just been that one pick onto Yammyn that started this all off. Finding those beads in the early stages really allowed the pressure for Rival to be applied considerably into the jungle, finding the beads out of adapting, and following that, the 2 kills.
Which is important for both of these teams. The way they play against each other is just early momentum, a lot of fury, and a lot of speed, because the way these teams played in game number 2 of their previous set, it was a lot of pressure. Where onto Deathwalker, his Cerberus just got consistently camped, and then it was even a 5-man grouping from Energy where they killed Callus, and then with emilitoo having the Artemis, he was able to just non-stop bully out votes. So the fact that Rival has these 2 kills, it puts them in a great position as long as they can control their own buffs and maybe look for some potential invades, because 2 kills is nice, sure, but you need more than just this.
Well, we mentioned a little bit about the supports with their 2 starting items of Shell, but hold that thought. Callus under a bit of pressure there for a second, more like emilZy getting back to the safety. Left-hand Harpies will go down, but the shells for the supports, however, solo laners have gone for those heavenly agility, those speed-up, sprinty boots that we've seen so many times before. I think this is an adaptation, totally, because I think everybody wants a sprint on their team for team fights. You need a sprint.
You need a sprint. Against the slow, you want to be able to cleanse the slows, you want to be able to get out of there, and living nightmares, such as the spectators pointing out, will apply a global slow. So you need to make sure you get out, and there is a lot of potential for Vote to even gank the solo lane with that global pressure.
And maybe we'll see that at some point in time today. Obviously, I've not seen what it looks like in Spectator yet either, Tolly, when all these shadows appear on the map. But emilZy might in a second. He's going to leap over the wall back towards mid lane, but he won't be able to escape the damage out from Wlfy as the apple will connect in the jungle. You can see Vote flying through the air to join in with Guan Yu, who was on the cavalry charge, looking to pressure further. Adapting, had to use his ult defensively there.
This is a good level 9 rotation from Vote, because emilitoo on the left side is not with a great power spike to be able to solo the Goal Fury. You can take these risks. It's a similar story to when Apollo used to be in the meta, when he would look for those mid lane rotations. And great pressure also from Wlfy. He zoned out the support emilZy with the balls that were about to scatter everywhere, and then hit a clean ultimate off of it.
And that was the only kill that came from the engagement, was the pick onto emilZy. emilZy getting caught here and there just lately in the last couple of weeks, I would say. I know he's mentioned himself he wasn't happy with his performance, but he struggled a little bit, specifically on the Cerberus, I would say.
Definitely struggling here some more. Callus is going to taunt out emilZy. He's looking to play aggressive emilZy with this Cerberus. It's a very pseudo-guardian where you're doing more damage than you're really absorbing because of that paralyzing spit. If you're very accurate with that ability, you're going to be able to deal a whole bunch of damage and even set up your teammates with some extra magical damage. Once you use that ghastly breath, you shred a bunch of protections. And for a Giannis that's trying to hit that unstable vortex, that's a good look.
Good little lead as well for iceicebaby right now. Adapting not really gone back to base lately to finish off anything other than his boots, but iceicebaby has that haste and katana online now. Did get a gold reduction, so it's only 2,200 now. It lost 200 gold in terms of the cost off the top of that, and that can make quite an impact.
And some players were even still picking up the haste and katana before that buff even occurred. It's just a play style thing. It's not necessarily the best option for Mercury, or even close to the most optimal. If you're looking for the burst damage, you're obviously going to go for crit. But if you're looking for that global pressure and the chase down, haste and katana is just always the way to go.
Well, iceicebaby steals away the purple buff on the left-hand side as the rest of Rival did look at the Goal Fury for a moment, but Energy were around, aware of the situation, so pressure was relieved there. Vote being given the red buff some more. At the moment, emilitoo, though, only getting the purple, so they're kind of expecting emilitoo to just hang on in this lane more than anything. I mean, he's out leveling right now, but that's the power of Chang'e.
The Chang'e, that's the reason why she was picked against the Chernobog, avoiding any sort of confrontation in the 1v1, being able to prioritize PvEing in the beginning of the game to transition to the PvP.
emilZy leaps into mid, but gets picked up straight away by iceicebaby. The taunt didn't connect, and the pull from Yammyn will get emilZy away. Iceice was channeling that sonic boom for a second to have a sneaky little look. Won't be able to find it now, and nothing up in the jungle on the left-hand side. Only thing up on the left-hand side for our boy of iceicebaby to look at is emilitoo, but he stepped on a ward, and emilitoo knows exactly what's going on.
We didn't talk about this, but there is no more tier 1 tower on the right side of the map. With the one back from Deathwalker, maniaKK was able to get that 500 gold for his teammates.
Didn't even see it, I'll be honest. There's so much action.
That's the power of the Chang'e, just being able to bully out the Guan Yu. Once you max out your sustain from the Chang'e, you're going to be able to prevent the Guan Yu from topping himself off and dealing damage at the same time.
Well, it could have been that rotation, I guess, from the Guan Yu into the jungle around that pick earlier on, the third pick of the game. Could have been about that.
One Strife and one Unruly Magic just chunked emilZy for about 40%.
Reaver.
That's without any additional follow-up. This level 8 Cerberus not having a great time rushing the Sovereignty. He doesn't have the magical defense yet to deal with Wlfy.
And you just got to play around the Discord here a little bit more. Make sure she doesn't have that Soul Reaver up. Wlfy swinging away, though, and showing that he can put some damage into the supports, who are still suspect until around level 12. Level 11, I'd say, when supports really have their secondary item online to join that of Sovereignty, Heart Ward, or Thebes. And they get a little bit tankier at that point, where you can't squish them down as much as you used to be able to do.
Definitely not, but looking for action on the right side of the map. Energy going to use that through space and time. They're trying to rush down this Pyromancer, but Athena ultimate on top of the Deathwalker. Not going to use the cavalry charge, but instead focusing onto maniaKK.
maniaKK trying to buy as much time as possible, but well-held taunt from Calus. Ring toss from Adapting will slow down the aggression. The Waxing Moon back towards Calus. Neil pop his shell. And everybody from both sides start to retreat. Or do they? Energy, actually, still pushing up a little bit more so, but just back to the farm on the right.
Deathwalker was crossing the street without looking both ways as he dashed away from that Waxing Moon.
Oh, Yammyn's been forced to beat again. The final death blow wasn't there. Maybe it is with the Sonic Boom. He's going to channel the angle well here. He's going to go for it
Can't
instead.
find it.
Yammyn will escape again, but once more, the beads have been burned.
Too many walls for him to find a clean angle, but the damage has been done. About a 140-second window for Rival to look for Yammyn, and knowing how much experience Rival has, they communicated those beads, they wrote down the timing into the team chat, and they calculate that extra 160 seconds.
A lot of pressure coming out from iceicebaby towards the mid lane, though. He's found a couple of picks on emilZy, a couple of picks against Yammyn. Keeping these beads consistently down is keeping energy on a back foot and being able to do things.
Whenever you don't have a defensive relic, now you're second-guessing yourself of whether or not you should go in, whether or not a good offensive play is in order, so you're keeping energy on the back foot. This allows Rival any sort of aggression that they really want. Vote still a level behind, just now hitting level 14 compared to emilitoo, and this kind of scares Energy to do the Gold Fury without the beats from Yammyn. They want Rival to force it first.
I think the biggest thing now is iceicebaby. If he does catch Yammyn again, that crit is coming online totally. So one punch to the side of the head, and that should be a dead Yammyn. Yammyn's going to have to just be patient once more, get a bit more support maybe. It is keeping energy on the back foot, though. They're not out of this game by any stretch at the moment. Goal difference is 1100, which is really marginal for the state of the game.
It could definitely blow out of proportion if Rival look for something because of their DPS. If they can find one, maybe two picks, or even at least forcing two members back to base without having to worry about through space and time, that's when Rival are going to pull the trigger around this Gold Fury because of this level 12 Mercury and even the global pressure that they have between both of their members in the dual lane.
Starting to get to crunch time, though, Tolly. One big team fight, and that's a Gold Fury and the big gold swing, I would say. Because after that, you'll get a couple of towers with how the levels are. Taunt onto Adapting. Will connect after Adapting used the sash to go aggressive. He's had to use the Aegis defensively. The apple's out. It's going to be missed as emilZy leaps away from it. emilitoo was there in support, but damage is done to Adapting. The Aegis was used.
Surprised that he held onto his beads for that long. I was wondering, I'm like, okay, did he go blink into the Aegis? No, he just was confident that he would not die of that, but then finally, now in the mid lane, Yammyn yet again punished for no beats.
Really good work from Rival in this mid lane, just keeping the pressure all there on Adapting, on emilZy, and on Yammyn, time and time again. And these windows are just starting to gather on some momentum now. They've got 4 kills. Gold Fury's a threat, but it is warded.
What are they going to do here? They don't have 3 ultimates from Rival, but they still got the taunt. Trying to bait out some cooldowns. Not actually going to commit to the taunt. I love the mind games from Calus.
And it's all about Calus, but into the mid lane. Vote did arrive with the ultimate from across the map. Won't be able to find anything just yet other than a 5-man grouping. This is one of the benefits of having that Hunter that can get anywhere at any moment in time. You can create a window. But when you create one window, well, you leave another one open.
And emilitoo is just jumping right through it. This level 16 Chang'e with the red buff easily melts the tier 1 tower, but not as fast as emilZy got melted.
Face checked a corner that had 4 members of Rival just waiting around it. Another kill the way of Rival. Still no Gold Furies, though. And with the towers being as they are, this is still a relatively even game between the two because Energy have 2 towers down, which in my opinion is more valuable than losing 5 lives at this stage of the game.
And it's actually emilitoo trying to flirt with the Wlfy for the moment, but with a good sentry work from Rival, they're going to try their efforts. Wrapping around the corner is the Chang'e. emilitoo, look at him in the backside.
Wlfy is going to go down to Rival, and adapting goes in. Space and time is fired here, not to vote, and the follow from emilitoo is beautiful, but not enough to find himself a kill. emilitoo now too far forward, has to airstrike defensively towards his teammates. Deathwalker did arrive alongside maniaKK, but the damage has been done. Rival get the Wlfy.
Very cleanly at 16.5 minutes. Calculated the fact that emilZy would not be present for this encounter in a 5-on-4 situation. emilitoo trying to wrap around. He was just a hair too late to make the impact.
Here we go again though. Rival going to try and defend the Pyromancer now. Energy trying to answer back to what Rival just managed to pick up on the left-hand side of the map with the Pyro on the right. Bad news bears though, there's an Athena on the map, and with that semi-global ability, or should I say global ability, the fact there's a Chernobog in this game too, that scares me.
The thing is, this Athena has been working so successfully for Rival that Energy have no response or answers as emilZy gets taunted yet again. Follow-up damage is present, but not a full commitment from Rival. They're just going to be able to back, reset, heal up, and go for round 2.
Ring toss down for adapting for a few seconds, but Pyro back to full health again. There's a ring toss one more time. Ignore me, I thought it was going to be down longer than that, but, you know, with cooldown reduction from Jotuns, up a little bit more often. This Pyro's important here. If people die, it could really swing the tail of this game.
This is a bait. Rival don't actually want to complete this. They want to bait and taunt. maniaKK gets taunted and takes a bunch of damage, less than 50% health, and Cavalry charge at a Deathwalker, stunning 3.
But no follow-up from Rival whatsoever. They weren't ready for it. Space and time did connect, however, and cause a couple of problems. Big ult out from emilZy, going to put Callus into trouble, and he'll fall down to maniaKK. Vote was up, vote was down, but maniaKK's the only one finding kills.
The heals are so good out of the Chang'e, but he finally falls. Not until it was responded though. Vote's gonna fall as well. emilitoo with the airstrike away, adapting very low by his side. iceicebaby trying to make something happen. He has the hasted katana and he's gonna chase him down.
Split targets there from Rival, but they will still find emilZy, even though Deathwalker isolated one. emilitoo!
Where was he?
He was trying to do adventure missions and getting the last hit on Wlfy. Wlfy was so low there, as was Deathwalker. But that overextension didn't find him kills. Instead, it found him a quick trip back to base. It's 8-2. Rival about 3,000 gold now.
That was so close to Energy's fight to win. Adapting misses his ultimate, trying to chase someone down on the south-hand side as Yammyn's ultimate was used a little bit too early. Doesn't really find the right targets, and because of all those portals fizzling away that early in the team fight, Energy were not in a position to really disengage and utilize the full benefit healing from Chang'e, or even protect maniaKK whatsoever. Sitting at level 15, he could definitely protect himself at the moment, but didn't use the sprint to really run around.
Didn't manage to whatsoever. Player damage-wise, 2 players over 10k, approaching 20 minutes in now. Both members of Rival, iceicebaby and Wlfy. Not a real surprise, totally, when neither have died and have been involved in the majority, if not all, of the kills.
And the thing is, I was talking about the Athena for Rival before that fight happened, and that's what won Rival the fight again. They taunt maniaKK, and then all of a sudden, here comes a whole bunch of damage without any full commitment. Rival are still not going to commit, even after a taunt. They're just going to throw out their long-range abilities, and Wlfy, that's why he has that much player damage, is because off of the taunts of Callus, it sets up the guaranteed strife into unruly magic combination, putting him over those 5-digit markers.
Well, with the tower being down in mid lane, Rival starting to group on the right-hand side. With their composition together as a unit, they have sustain and clear, but they're opening up windows for emilitoo to answer back some of these towers too. Now on the right-hand side though, tier 1, down below half health, mid lane being defended by Callus for the time being, as emilitoo makes the rotation right. Yammyn is split pushing left-hand side towards a tier 2.
This could be risky for Energy because, yes, even though Giannis has global pressure, he's not going to be able to take all those portals on the right side of the map. This is a bait out of Callus. They're going to catch out emilitoo and force out an ultimate.
Gets his beads, gets his airstrike, Sonic Boom ready, but Vote managed to go over to the left-hand side and kill Giannis before he could get away.
No defensive relics, beads, and Aegis on cooldown for Yammyn. Clean pick from Rival with a 5-on-4 advantage for 35 seconds. The map is their oyster.
So Giannis is like, listen, I've got no relics, guys. I'm going to just go farm on the left-hand side. And then Chen goes, hold my beer. I want to come farm you because I can get anywhere on the map and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, using that ultimate was crucial, and Yammyn didn't use his ultimate. Didn't really anticipate all that burst damage from the Chernobog.
Worked out well. Chernobog. Is that what he said?
Yep.
I can't do that. Sounds like I'm going to bit everywhere. I can't do it. It sounds scouse. It's awful. Wlfy is about to spawn, though, in 11 seconds' time. And Rival already grouped up. I will say, Tolly, you mentioned it. I think the pressure from iceice and Wlfy in mid has been great. But Callous' mind games with these taunts have caused a lot of problems for Energy. Do we taunt? When do they taunt? When's the taunt going to hit?
Another one.
That one was straight away. So the fact that he holds it sometimes and other times he's going to go for it, it's really causing them problems.
They don't have to commit. They just get emilZy down to 50% health. One more taunt will seal the deal from Cerberus, going for their second Gold Fury. Rival gets it cleanly. maniaKK actually using Waxing Moon.
Yeah.
This is Rival's fight to win.
And that could cause him a bit of a problem now as the taunt connects from Callous. But in goes Adapting, and he gets a great target in iceicebaby. Take out that jungle if you can. Yammyn space and time. The delivery of that was to perfection. Vote now under pressure, has to egg, is still going to fall down.
Great double kill from Yammyn, and they want more as emilitoo takes out Wlfy. It's going to be a 2-on-5. Energy are running wild, trying to run away as Callous on the left, and with Deathwalker dead, this is a deicide.
What a turnaround from Energy in that fight. That was days of old come back to haunt Rival once more. Energy looked fantastic in that fight, honestly. They were behind Tully, but Adapting, finding that pick onto iceicebaby, getting him in the sky, started up that whole transition of events. Even with the Waxing Moon being on cooldown for maniaKK, they still made a huge impact.
The whole setup play, it was Adapting setting up Yammyn, and Yammyn just knocking it out of the ballpark. This is a setup utility style Naja with the Yoren's Wrath now going for more cooldown reduction with the Shield of Regrowth. That's all you're really trying to do. It didn't do that much damage, this ultimate, the Windfire Wheels. It was just all about the through space and time. This time, Yammyn's not going to play around. He knows that Vote can easily look for a play.
And he's not using his ult just yet, though, to try and find out exactly where he is. The space and time already been fired. Means that he would still be able to escape through portals. Because you do get a window where you can see the shadow appear next to you.
That's
true.
There's
a few seconds time. The screen for yourself when you're playing goes darker around the edges as Chernobog is flying into you, so you can prepare yourself a little bit more so. Giannis opening the portal for himself, when the moment he sees that, he's safe.
That's true. It's going to be a really spooky ghost you don't want to deal with necessarily. And Rival, they've been making so many great plays, but eventually they should commit to emilZy because this gives more comeback time now, where they did all that damage to emilZy, but then the rest of Energy still regroup, and they're the ones setting up the plays instead. There was a cavalry charge available for Deathwalker. They forced out emilZy to jump away, and without the jump, he's basically a sitting duck from all those swoops from the Guan Yu.
Well, Energy now have the Fire Giant around 5 members waist, full minion wave coming in, and it's up to Rival to defend. They look confident, though, at trying to defend a Tier 1 tower. I think more than anything, it's posturing here, though, more than anything else, just to try and slow down this assault that Energy are about to put to them. The left-hand side, the Tier 2 tower is already down, which makes it a nice little window for Energy to be able to flank around.
Yammyn on the right, Adapting on the left. 3 more Energy members down the middle, trying to find a pincer maneuver around the Tier 2 mid-tower. Rival, though, still holding their ground, looking for some opening that they can do.
It's even in build. It's even in gold, we should say. Leveled disparity, kind of marginal, if not anything now. So this fight, this is Rival saying, listen, we made one bad team fight decision, but even though you got Fire Giant, we can still win a fight.
They definitely can. They rooted emilZy. They taunted emilZy. Damage is coming through. Onto Vote, taking a lot of damage. Shell coming through. Goes into the wall and buys himself a moment.
Down goes the Tier 2 tower, but emilitoo under pressure still has his ultimate available to escape if he needs to. Space and time from Yammyn, splits back behind Rival, forces them to fall back, but it didn't find a target. Tier 2 falls, Energy fall back momentarily.
Rival can chase this down. They have 2 global ultimates if they really want to commit, and without through space and time, Energy are going to be sitting ducks, adapting.
Gonna get the beads out of iceicebaby, but turned on by Deathwalker. Wlfy on the way to support, but he's got a Magi's cloak still in, though Chernobog could be on the way from Vote. Won't be able to do anything just yet. emilZy jumps into the fray, Adapting's back in!
iceicebaby takes a whole bunch of damage. Crit comes through. He jukes out the ultimate. Adapting, trying to retreat, but he finds Callous instead.
emilitoo airstrikes over the wall to safety away from Deathwalker, who sustains Vote back up. Vote jumps to the wall and says, can you see me? Boo! I'm back out, and Adapting slashes him in the face! Still, the damage from Vote is good, but an unstable Vortex pushes Vote back again. Energy, with this Fire Giant, have found 2 Tier 2 towers and a Pyromancer so far.
Not a bad performance out of Energy, who were behind for a majority of this game.
I actually think, Tolly, I think that's better for Rival's point of view. They got a Fire Giant, they got nothing from it, really.
That's true. No Phoenixes have been demolished, so this still allows Rival plenty of footing. being down 4,000 gold, at certain points in the game, that's a little scary. Let's say 10-minute mark, like, okay, 4,000 gold, a little spicy. What happened? What went wrong? 9,000 experience at this point is negligible because everyone's nearing level 20 anyway. So you're looking at how you can stop this next Fire Giant. You're not going to be able... You don't have to worry, rather, about any of your Phoenixes being down. It's all about the defense of these neutral objectives.
Now, I will say, we always talk about experience, Tully, and how it doesn't really matter in the later stages, but to be fair, 19 to 20 is a big jump because that ultimate damage that you're going to get out, all your ultimates are a little bit more effective. They're at max rank at that point. Gods like Scylla, for example, really need that level 20, but so do a lot of these. So at the moment, that experience, that big 9k advantage that came out of nowhere is insane at how well Energy managed to turn this game around.
That's true. Certain gods definitely benefiting more than others with a jump from 18, 19 to 20, but Discordia not so much. Wlfy is sitting at level 18 comparatively to Yammyn's level 20. Will still pack quite a punch, and it's all about the disruption. Those strifes have been so crucial out of Wlfy. Rival, they need to go back to their original game plan of striking first with these Athena taunts.
3 tier 2 towers still available for Energy, only 1 available for Rival. Now the dance of the Fire Giant begins again. The right side's the only lane really that both teams could really look to attack on, because you've got to cover that Fire Giant the whole time. What about split push here, Tolly? Chernabug, we know we've not spoken about it too much. Split push opportunities?
It's very possible. Left-hand side is going to be mighty juicy with all this attention near the Fire Giant on the right.
That Energy went in, emilZy blinks it and goes aggressive.
There goes the apple onto emilZy in the backline as iceicebaby forces Yammyn out, but Wlfy gets eliminated. 5 on 3 because Deathwalker dies.
Yammyn came around the back though, looking towards Callus, and Callus under pressure.
Callus is going to keep running, trying to get away. 2 dead members so far. It's going to be 3 because Callus has no life.
11 to 9, Fire Giant is on the cards again for Energy. And iceicebaby in the mid lane with the Magi's cloak. Gonna look and take a tier 2 tower because I don't think he feels comfortable in trying to contest.
This is going to be split push haven now. Rival are behind officially. With the secondary Fire Giant, this is the enhanced one. 30% extra structure damage. iceicebaby and Vote can melt these Phoenixes if they're exposed. The tier 2 tower still stands strong on the left and the mid lane, so Energy can still breathe comfortably knowing that they have some time to get this tower and then still back to defend their Phoenixes.
And do you think that's what they do? They base here Energy, or do they go for a Phoenix now? Well, it's going to be Phoenix now.
They have to defend their Phoenixes. There's no minions to really help them get any towers of their own, so it's all about how this sonic boom makes an impact.
It's going down quick, Tilly. I don't think Rival going to be able to stop anything about it. The portal connected from Yammyn, and that took away half of Callus's life after the unstable vortex. Energy eSports do a great turnaround in this game midway through, and now they're in commanding position.
iceicebaby tried to make something happen onto Yammyn at the beginning of that last fight, but it's so difficult to chase down a Giannis, even if you are the fastest god alive. You're being able to, you can't catch somebody that goes through a portal unless you're like Hunbat or Susanoo that can teleport with you if you catch that ability. And Yammyn didn't even use any sort of defensive relics. You just cleanly disengaged from that fight. And with all the attention from iceicebaby onto Yammyn, the rest of the fight was just energies to win. They collapse on the right targets. It was Deathwalker that dropped very quickly, and without your sustained god, it was maniaKK that reigned supreme as the solo healer.
A little bit awkward now for Rival on defense, Tolly, because they're clear against Phoenix pushes. Isn't the greatest in the world. A lot of them are either short range or require good aim to be able to really get them off. Maybe Chernabug, that's about it they've got for themselves. But defense is going to be a hard thing against this Rival team. They're going to be looking to poke them out consistently.
They need to look for poke because Rival, they have some options for CC disruption. Strife is good, and Taunt can even set that up even better. So Energy have to play patient. They can't all clump up, because if they clump up, the game is lost. You remember what happened when Rival defended against Dignitas at LAN in game number 1 with that spaceship drop. Everyone clumped up, and then Discordia from Wlfy just popped off. This could be another repeat performance if Energy do the same thing.
Full minion wave in, and emilZy's going to tank up the Phoenix straight away and get an ultimate off early too. Eats an apple to his head, but the dog likes the apples today.
Onto Wlfy.
Finds the pick there and gets a double onto iceice. That's the major damage dealers from Rival down. Deathwalker on the front lines is trying to stay alive at the moment. His vote was taken up in the sky by the Windfire wheels.
Wow.
This is game totally.
This is going to be a deicide. Great performance from Energy that struggled at the beginning of the game, but turning it right on its head, getting the Phoenix on the left, getting the Phoenix on the right. Clean ending for Energy.
Really funny how this one played out, in my opinion, because Rival at the start looked absolutely fantastic. They played the early mid-game so well. That one team fight around the Wlfy area, that cost them so much in the grand scheme of things.
It was around the 21.5-minute mark. They just got decided afterwards. They poked out emilZy so much, but then they disengaged, allowing Energy to regroup, adapting, hitting a clutch ultimate onto iceicebaby, set up Yammyn for the through space and time. Without the Mercury, Rival were fighting 4-on-5 for the rest of the fight, couldn't come back.
Who do you guys at home think deserves MVP for that game? I think it was a really good performance from all of them.
Yes.
To be fair, it was a team performance. Was anyone really standing out for you?
I think the last siege, the way Yammyn, he just eliminated Wlfy with through space and time, and his eliminating iceicebaby in that Gold Fury fight,
always Giannis.
it got to be Yammyn.
It's always Giannis.
It's Giannis.
It's always Giannis. That's it from us, though. We should be heading over to the desk now to break down Game 1.
Here we are on the desk.
That's us
Bought you
on
some time.
the desk. Thank you very much. Tom Manager here with Orion, the best of aggros. Bailey.
Was that you're going for the taco intro, but I wasn't taco?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. This game looked pretty damn strong. Back and forth, really interesting. Rival originally had the lead, and I love that team fight they had on the left side. Then after that, Adapting makes a wonderful play, setting up Yammyn, and then pretty much setting up Energy.
Man, that was all Rival for the majority of the early game. Vogt was able to use that Chernobog beautifully. iceicebaby was just dominant on this Mercury in the early game. And then all it took was one fight, and that's where that healer sort of composition could really come back to bite you, where maniaKK just gets a free fight where he does a lot of work, but you call it, I mean, Adapting and Yammyn's combination to get an insta-kill in that team fight with the Windfire wheels and through space and time simultaneously was just unparalleled. It's not only that the through space and time killed Adapting's target, but also provided portals to allow Energy to surge forward and take the rest of that team fight. Yammyn made so many plays in this game to use that through space and time, even when Energy wasn't winning fights. Around the Pyromancer fight on the right-hand side a little bit before that, he has a great through space and time where the more portals you see, the better your ultimate usually was. And he lined it up with those columns around Fire Giant, and there were just so many little avenues that Energy could take. They ended up losing that fight ultimately, but it really felt like that was a fight they should have won. It just took them a little bit more time to put it together.
I mean, here eSports Weekly, every 10 a.m. or every Monday at 10 a.m. you should watch it. Clip number 3, I think it was our top play, it was actually 2. Wlfy used through space and time, and he got all these kills through the team fight because of the ability go through a portal, unstable vortex, go through another portal. Now he's on the other side of the team fight, unstable. Send a new portal, come up around, and you're just sitting there looking each and which way for the Yammyn this time around. So just wonderful, wonderful stuff going on here in game number 1.
Impressive, and it wasn't only Yammyn on the Giannis, but Adapting. This is the play we're talking about where he just perfectly timed on that execute on iceicebaby, and Ice was the one doing so much for Rival that game that when you take him out of a fight entirely and you just insta-kill him right away, that's going to be a really, really hard fight for Rival to win. I believe that Vogt did some decent work in that team fight in order to try and make it come back, but man, Yammyn on this Giannis was just too strong in this game.
Mercury is a character. Mercury is what we call a hyper carry. I don't use that phrase as liberally as some other players do. And Mercury is a hyper carry where in the late game you have to focus him or you lose.
Yeah.
So really important target prioritization coming out from Energy to make sure that Mercury falls down to the wayside.